will take their first flight in about 2 weeks. So that's a very exciting time to watch peregrine falcons because the babies will be learning how to fly. They'll be playing tag with each other. Play is an important thing for animals, as with people. When you play, you're learning skills that you need later in life. When they play tag with each other, then they're learning skills that they will need to catch food when they're on their own. So they will be playing, they'll be learning how to hunt, and after about a month of that, then they'll just fly off somewhere and start looking for a place to nest themselves. Okay. Let's start with the first bird. Which one is our first bird? Officer Bills has the first bird. Is this the biggest and feistiest?
As far as we know, yeah.
Okay. You ready? Are you ready with your earplugs? Yeah. Okay, here comes bird number 1. How you doing, big girl? Oh, we have a nice, big, bouncing female. She is big. I told you these birds are 30 days old. Guess what? These birds are just as big as their parents. They are 30 days old. Could I have a show of hands? I'd like a show of hands. Everybody here who grew up to be just as big as their parents when they were 30 days old, could you please raise your hand? Okay. This is a female. I can tell that by her size and by looking at her legs. The females are bigger than the males. And thank you for screaming because I'm looking at her throat. And if our looking keepers can write this down, her throat is nice and clean. Her eyes are nice and clean, and that tells me that she's not dehydrated. I can tell that her claws are very strong because she's digging them right into my finger. I'm going to hand this to Officer Bills while I do a little bit more examining. There we go. Excellent. I'm going to check her ears and sometimes get parasites in her ears. How you doing, little girl? Big girl? All right, her ears are nice and clean. Her feet look good. I'm going to check her for insects. Sometimes these birds get insects that will suck their blood, or they get mice that eat their feathers. And if you're a bird and you have a mite eating your feathers, that's not good. No bugs. That's what we like to see. Keep nice and clean. Now it's important to tell what sex the birds are because the females are bigger than the males, and therefore they need a bigger band to fit properly on their legs. So since she's a female, I did not weigh her. Thank you, Officer Bird. We need to take a weight on this bird.
I want to give her up a moment.
This bird is 960 grams. 960. So if you could write that down. And now we will pick you up without getting eaten alive. There we go.
Does that feel better?
So it's that's exactly the right weight for the female peregrine falcon to be at this age.
Can I have that one back? Can I have that back? Okay, good to go. All right.
opportunity to do that when you're banding the bird, and then later on, if this bird is found injured or dead, we could read it. And we're not looking forward to finding this bird injured or dead. But because this band is hard to read, I'm going to put a second band on, and I'll show you that band in a minute. Yes, lady, we hear you. Why is she screaming? She's upset. I'm not hurting her, but she's upset because she doesn't know what's happening. So that's her alarm call. She's screaming to her parents, and I think they can hear her, even though they're up on the 15th floor, to tell them that she's upset, and also to tell her brothers and sisters that she's upset, so that they will know. Okay, the band is on, and I'm checking it to make sure that it fits well.
Okay.
Now, because that band is so hard to read, I'm going to put on a second band. Those of you in the front row, can you read that? That's why we put the second band on. Because when this bird is flying around and moving next to me on the phone, some people will be able to read this band initially, or in a photograph, and you can identify the bird.
He's the bad guy, not me.
Are we ready?
Here we go.
So that number would be better. 32 over AR and flat over green. Because of these bands, we have been able to find 19%, that's almost 1 out of every 5 birds that have ever been banded in Pennsylvania, we have found somewhere. Usually less than successfully, and usually it's because of this band that we've been able to identify them.
All right. Almost done.
Songbirds, if they ever see 1/10 of 1% of their birds again, that's good. We see 19% of our birds again, and it's partly because of this band. That's 190 times better than the songbirds. Partly because of this band. Finally, I'm going to put a strip of colored tape on this bird.
One more thing.
And the reason for this is when these 4 birds start flying, we're going to want to make sure that every one of them is doing well. And even that band can be hard to see. But if I put different colors on these 4 birds, then the falcon watchers here at Rachel Carson will be able to say, oh, I saw white flying today, and she was flying well, and red and blue are flying well, but I haven't seen yellow in 2 days. That's what these strips of tape are for.
This is the first that I can remember. It did not take a break from screaming. Throughout. This one's got, you got a lot of, several others on there.
So you can write down also that this one is getting white tape.
Okay.
And I'm just putting the thin strip of tape on here so that anyone who sees this bird will be able to see that there are numbers underneath the tape. And there's a toll-free phone number to call. If you ever find a banded bird, there's a toll-free number written on the band. You call that toll-free number and you tell them what you found and you tell them the number that's on the band. That could be a peregrine falcon, it could be any kind of bird. It could be a sparrow. Would you please repeat that? I didn't hear you. Say it louder.
My wife's picking that voice up. I don't know if you're getting around that.
What have I forgotten?
Nothing.
What have I forgotten?
You got everything?
Everything?
Everything.
Are you ready to give your ears a break?
I am.
Okay. Let's go back into the box.
Okay.
Where it's quiet. Finally. But we got 2 more screamers here.